Ivy. I'm a crocheter and fiber artist, and today I have a wonderful video that I've been wanting to make for a while. I'm really excited. First of all, first point I want to make. This video is inspired by this wonderful crocheter and YouTuber right here. I love her videos so much, but I got the idea of this video from her. I don't know if she created this, but she definitely inspired me, and I really want to make these kind of videos, so I'm gonna steal your idea a little bit. Sorry. This video is going to be centered around fall and Halloween. I'm so excited, and the color is orange. I have three projects that I want to do in this video, and I will talk about that in my next slide. Let me just stop talking.
The first project I want to start with are some pumpkins, the second a orange and tan striped sweater, and the third a cat beanie / scarf combination.
Alright, so this is the yarn that I'm going to be using for my pumpkins. This one in particular is the one I was inspired by. It's like a dark orange instead of like, you know, usually pumpkins are like bright orange, but I kind of wanted to do like a little bit of a darker theme to it. I also have a tan and a white. The white is thicker. I don't remember where I got this, probably Michael's. But these two are from Hobby Lobby. They're the Yarn Bee Tender Touch. This one is in copper and this one is in teddy. And then I'm going to be using some normal acrylic for the stems. The first thing we're going to have to do is wind up the yarn so that I can use it, because I hate using them in this.
Okay, so for these pumpkins, you're going to need a darning needle, a pair of scissors, and a crochet hook, of course. I'm going to be using a 5mm because I want it to be more tight so that all of the stuffing stays in. And of course, you're going to need your yarn of choice. To start this pumpkin, of course, we are going to need to start with a slip stitch, and we are going to be chaining 22, 20 being the stitches that we're going to be working with for the rest of the pumpkin. For this project, we are going to be using half double crochets. If you don't know how to do that, it's super simple. We're going to go into the third chain from the hook, wrap our yarn around the hook, go through that chain, grab the yarn from the other side, wrap around the hook again, and go through all 3 loops. Once we finish that row, we are going to chain 2, flip our work, and we are going to do the exact same thing, a half double crochet in every stitch, except for there is a little V at the top of every stitch from the previous row, and we are only going to go into the front loop of that V. For row 3, we are going to chain 2, turn our work, and do the exact same thing that we did in the 2 previous rows, except for in the front loop, we are going to do it in the back loop. So we're going to do a half double crochet in every stitch in the back loop for row 3. You are going to repeat rows 2 and 3 until you reach the end of your project. And the way that I like to tell if I have reached the end is if I fold my width over and I measure the length compared to the width. And if the width is longer than the length, then that is perfect. That is going to make the pumpkin become more flat and more wide compared to tall and skinny. To join our pumpkin, we are going to put the outside facing in towards each other, and I'm going to stitch with my crochet hook along the seam. I am going to be going into only the front loop as well, so that there is one last little ribbing effect. Once we are done with that, we are going to pull a long tail and cut our string. Turn your project inside out, and we are going to be using that long tail that we cut to sew the bottom edge together. Even after pulling tight, if there's still a hole in the middle, I like to go back and forth trying to cover up that hole, pulling really tight until it's pretty much completely covered. We're going to weave in that end so that there aren't so many ends to deal with. And now it is time to stuff your pumpkin.
The pumpkin. All right, I think that's about good. It looks like a little too much, but
we're going to cut another long piece of yarn and sew that through the top so that the top is closed as well.
It's pretty easy.
Just like on the bottom side, we are going to close up that middle hole, and here we are going to be shaping our pumpkin. So we're going to put the needle through the middle of the pumpkin from the top to the bottom side. Then we are going to do it one more time from the bottom side through to the top side, and we are going to pull our yarn as tight as we can. From there, we are going to create the ridges in the pumpkin. So we are going to put the yarn all the way over the side, go through the bottom, and come up through the top. And we're going to pull that string really tight. We're going to do this for however many ridges you want in your pumpkin, and then your pumpkin base is complete. Now we just have to do the stem. For the stem of the pumpkin, I'm going to be going in with this brown yarn and the same millimeter crochet hook. I'm going to start with a slip knot, of course, and I'm going to chain 15 for this size pumpkin. But for all of the pumpkins, I did a different size. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet in each chain. Now you can stop here, or you can add the curly part of the pumpkin stem. So I'm going to be chaining 20, and I'm going to be going in with, instead of a single crochet, I'm going to go in with a slip stitch. And in each chain, I'm going to be doing 2 slip stitches. We are going to do our final 2 slip stitches in our last stitch. And once we reach the end, I'm going to chain 1 and cut a long tail. We are going to use the little tail that we started off with, and we are going to fold the stem part in half and weave that together. We're going to hide our short tail inside the pumpkin, and we're going to go in with the long tail and really connect the stem to the pumpkin, trying to gather as much of the brown and the orange together as we can. We're going to weave in any loose tails and cut anything we need to, and now our pumpkin is done.
Hey, I'm back. So clearly I look a little bit different since the last time you saw me. I dyed my hair, so it's a bit of a brighter red. Besides that, the next project is underway. I saw this inspiration picture on Pinterest or TikTok I think it was originally, and then I kept seeing it afterwards, and I was like, I need this sweater. I have an orange that I really liked. It's from Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, super soft, in the color Burnt Pumpkin. It's an acrylic. I need to wind this, so we're gonna do that. But I also have this white that I thought was kind of the best color in my stash that I already had. Oh, hey, we have a visitor. I couldn't find a good tan at Joann's, and I thought I had more, like some of my whites were a little bit more tan, but this is kind of the best I got. Those are the colors we're gonna go with. Let's rewind this one and wind this one up, and then we shall get started.
So, if you can't tell, I am at the craft store. I decided that I did not like the white. I really want like a cream color like the lady in my inspiration picture. So I decided to come to Hobby Lobby and see if I can find a color that's a little more similar. Last time I was here, I looked and I couldn't find anything, but I'm gonna search until I find something good. Okay, so at first, the only one that I could find in the same brand as the color that I got for this sweatshirt, which was this one, is this one right here. I like it, but it's a little bit too brown, I feel like, maybe. And then I turned around to look at the different brands, and I found both of these in the yarn bee color. They're both tannish. This one's a little bit more of a brown tan. This one's more of a like khaki tan, I guess. I don't know. But those are definitely a little bit more similar to what I was looking for. I don't know which one to go for though. I might go for the darker one, or maybe the lighter one. I don't know, I haven't decided. For this project, we're going to need a 6.5mm crochet hook, a measuring tape, our 2 colors of yarn, and of course later a pair of scissors and tapestry needle. We're first going to start with our measuring tape, and we're going to measure around our head and see what a good size is for the head hole. For me, it was 25 inches, so I'm going to first start off by chaining with my tan color 25 inches. Once you reach your measurement with the chain, you are going to connect the 2 sides of the chain to make it in the round by using a slip stitch, and then we are going to chain 2. For this first round, we are going to be doing double crochets in each stitch and then connect it at the end. As you can see here, I'm connecting the orange yarn to the tan by using the slip stitch, and then I'm going to be chaining 3 for the next round. I do it this way because it makes the transition between colors more seamless, but you don't have to do it this way if you don't understand it. Here we're going to be using the measuring tape one more time. We're going to center the seam in the middle and find the edges, and we're going to measure 2 inches from the edges. Mine was 7 stitches, and we're going to put a stitch marker there. We're going to do this for all 4 corners, and if you are wondering what the stitch markers are for, it is where we are going to be increasing. For the second row, we are going to chain 3 if you haven't done that part already, and we are going to be doing treble crochets with this orange yarn. We are going to do a treble crochet in each stitch until we reach the stitch markers. For this next part, I didn't get a very good shot of me increasing on this row, so this is actually footage from the next row, but it's the same no matter what row you're doing. For an increase, what we're going to do is put a treble crochet in where the stitch marker is. Then we're going to chain 1 and put another treble crochet in that same stitch where the stitch marker is. Once you do that, you can move the stitch marker up to the next spot and continue crocheting. Once we reach the end of row 2, we are going to go in on another row with the orange yarn, so we're just going to connect the sides, chain 3, turn our work, and do the exact same thing we did in the last row with the treble crochets. Here is row 4, where we're going to switch back to tan, and we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and do double crochets throughout this row. If you can't tell already, it's going to continue the pattern of 1 row being double crochets in the tan color, and then 2 rows being the triple crochets in the orange color. Here I had to take an ice cream break, but I continued working with my pattern, continuing what I was doing on all of the previous rows until I reached row 9, where I was finally ready to do the armpit/arm area. To start the arm area, I went into an increase with my orange yarn and I chained 10, and then I connected it to the other side where there's another increase. I then chained 3 and went around my row with treble crochets. I continued all the way down the arm with the same pattern I did with the body, except for this time there was no increases.
Alright, so it is now the next day. I worked on as much as I could last night until I was ready for bed, and a little bit this morning. It's now time for me to start the other sleeve, and here soon-ish I need to go out, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be needing to get some more yarn along with run some errands, so I'm just going to use as much of the rest that I can. I'm probably gonna be, I'll probably get done with this sleeve and then maybe a little bit of the body and run out of yarn. I have another one of these type of sweaters. The first time I made it, I was a little bit confused, but the second time I'm kind of remembering like how I made it, and it's super easy. Like, I don't know why I was confused the first time. I also was still pretty new at crocheting when I made that, so maybe I didn't get it, but now it's like so easy and I want to make like a million of these. They're so freaking cute. Like, I'm just really, really excited about this. But yeah, I'm just gonna continue working until I run out of orange, and then I will go run my errands and get some more yarn. So I was just starting the other sleeve and I realized I messed up a little bit. Bruh. The pattern goes 2 orange, 1 tan, 2 orange, 1 tan, and then right here it's 1 orange, 1 tan. And that's like the area before I start the sleeve. You can see where it's, so I'd have to redo this whole sleeve to fix that, so I'm not doing that. At least it's not super noticeable. Like, I did notice it until just now, so I think we'll just keep going and pretend it didn't happen. Hey guys, I'm so annoyed, but it's my own fault. I went to come get some more yarn because I'm almost out and I'm starting on the body, and they don't have my color, even though they had it yesterday. And I talked to a lady and she said that all of their product is on the shelves. So I have to wait till Tuesday when they get a new truck. I'm so annoyed. They literally had it yesterday. I should have just got it yesterday when I was here. I just didn't even think about it. I thought that just the 2 skeins would be enough, but I guess not. So I guess I'm gonna have to start my next project, and yeah, I'm not in the mood for this, but it's okay. It's okay. It just had to be on when the yarn was on sale. Just had to be. Alright, so the last project in this video that I want to make, I had a lot of ideas and I didn't really know what I wanted to do until I saw this picture. I've seen this creator before, and I've seen this product before, and if you want the pattern for this specific one, go to her page. I'm pretty sure she sells it, or she might have a free one. I don't know. I want to kind of just freehand something that's similar to this, and the yarn that I have is super soft and cute. It's this Soft and Sleek DK Low Pill Fiber by Yarn Bee, and the color is Pumpkin Paradise. So we're lots of pumpkins today. I have 2 balls just in case, because I didn't know what I wanted to make with this. Like I said before, I was thinking some sort of shirt, but I just really could not figure it out. We're gonna be doing this hat. If I need both balls, then great. If I don't, then I will use the other one for something else, I guess. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. I love cat beanies so much. So one with like a scarf attached, it's gonna be very cute. So let's just get started. I already have 1 ball wound, so let's just get started.
For this project, I used my 3.75mm crochet hook. I first decided to measure the length of the scarf because I was going to chain a long chain that was the length, but I then decided to chain 25 and do repeating rows until that became the length of the scarf. So I repeated my rows of 25 double crochet stitches until I got to my desired length. On the rows leading up to the end, I did decreases on each side of the rows, and once I reached the row that had 11, I did 2 single crochet decreases, 1 half double crochet, 1 double crochet, another half double crochet, and then 2 more single crochet decreases on the very last row, and that's what made it have this semicircle effect to it. For the hat portion, I chained what would reach from one side of my head to the other, which happened to be 50, and I did double crochets in each stitch for 40 rows. Okay, so I finished the hat portion, I guess, of this. Pretty much you just make big long rectangle-ish, almost a square, and fold it over. And then we're gonna sew down this side and this side. And
then it'll be kind of like a hat like this. This was made a little bit differently. This was made like in the round, but it's still gonna make around the same shape. Kind of have these like ears, like a cat. Once we do that, you're going to find where you want to put the hat onto the scarf. I'm doing mine like very much off center so that we have one side that stays the same length, and then the long side we can wrap around and it'll be scarf adjacent, but just because of the way that the hat doesn't move, because you have to wrap it around, I feel like the long side, there should be a long side, if that makes sense. Kind of confusing, but you're pretty much just gonna find where you want to put it and attach the bottom of the hat to the top of the scarf. And once I do all of that, I will check in with you guys and see if we need to do anything else on it.
Like I was saying, for the rest of the hat, I just had to sew up the sides, turn it inside out, and attach it to the scarf. Once I finished this project, I went back to my sweater because I was finally able to get more yarn, and I finished that up, sewed in all my seams, and now I presume it's time to show the final results.
Okay, so as a review of everything I made, I am in love with everything. Seriously. Usually I have this like feeling about my project sometimes about like a certain thing that I did or whatever. I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I did this different, or I wish this came out differently, but literally everything is perfect. Let's start with the pumpkins. These little guys are amazing. They're versatile. You can do them bigger, smaller, whatever yarn color or texture or thickness you want, whatever hook size you want. You can do the stems however you want. It's very much a you. You pick and pumpkin delivers. Definitely going to be making more next year and filling my house with them. There's gonna be pumpkins everywhere and no one's stopping me because these things are so cute. The sweater is one of my favorite things I think I've not ever made, but like one of my favorite wearables for sure. I have been wanting to do this for a while and I'm so finally happy that it's done, and it's really, really better than I thought it was gonna be, honestly. It came out really, really easy. The first time I made a sweater like this, like I said, I just didn't understand like the first part especially of it, but that was when I first started crocheting. Now I know more and it was literally so easy. I could have made this in less than 3 days if I didn't run out of yarn. So that's my bad. Sorry guys. I love how drapey and loose this is. A lot of people say they don't like crochet wearables because they're not drapey, but I completely disagree. This is a pretty big hook size and it's super, super drapey. So I don't know what those people are talking about, but it's really warm as well. Like you wouldn't expect it because of how many holes, but it's pretty warm. You get a little sweaty if it's a little too hot out and you're wearing it. Yeah, I love this sweater so much. I can't wait to wear it more. I don't know how really to explain what this is. I just keep saying like cat beanie plus scarf, but I just keep saying that because I'm like, I don't really know what this is called, but I love this. It's very unique, and I love how the yarn looks with it. Also, I did not know what I was gonna make with this yarn. I had no idea. I thought I was gonna make some sort of shirt, and then I saw this and I was like, that's it. That is what I'm making. I love that it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, honestly, because the hook size is pretty small and so is the yarn. So I was like, this is gonna take forever, but it really didn't take that long. It took maybe 3 days, 3.5 days in total, but I also take a lot of breaks. So if you made it and you don't take a lot of breaks, you might be able to make it faster than me. Also, I was trying to experiment and I didn't really know exactly how I was gonna put everything together, so it took me a minute to figure that out as well. But I love it. It's very unique, very warm, for sure warm. Gonna be warm this year for the cold season. I hope you make these and tag me and tag the original creators who inspired these. And yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you in my next video.